Welcome to the March episode of the Benton County Republican Union Show. We are videotaping today for people who couldn't necessarily be here. There are people who may show up here once, but really be interested in what our candidates have to say. And we saw this opportunity at the beginning of this season to be able to showcase our really nice crop of candidates that are vying for the newly opened public offices. You know, here in Rogers and as many other places in Benton County, we had the situation where we had terms in place and people not returning for offices. So there's a lot of really great people. I have to say that every single one of these candidates that are running this time are excellent people. So it's exciting to know that we have a lot of great talent in the area and a lot of opportunity to be involved, even for our candidates that don't make it past the primaries, to be involved in the race and really get behind the Republican Party and our candidates within the general election season. So, I would like to start off our meeting officially with Vicki Bozeman blessing our food and our meeting and our country and all those beautiful things that she says.
Father, we thank you for the beautiful sunshine and the peace that you give us in the midst of a troubled world. God, we thank you for the freedom that we still have. We thank you for all the many freedoms that in your word you tell us are ours because of you. God, we pray that you will help each of us who are here, who are concerned and interested and involved in the matters of our country and our state, to be the individuals you would have us to be active in the way you would have us to be active. Please help us, Lord, to draw from your word, to understand your principles for government, your principles for leadership, your principles for authority. Be with these ladies who are giving of themselves sacrificially to lead this group. Help them to be strong as they serve on committees for the state. Father, that they will have an influence and be involved for what is right. What is the right thing to do, Lord? What are the right principles to stand for? What our platform is to be. And let us always be the party who is in line with our God. Father, thank you for these candidates who are willing to give of themselves. They sacrifice so much. They sacrifice energy. They sacrifice time. They sacrifice effort. They sacrifice money. They sacrifice being in a fishbowl. And Lord, lots of people don't like to be in a fishbowl. God, I pray today that you'll be all over the words that are said, that you will help the candidates be able to express themselves succinctly. God, I pray that once again we will abide by Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment. And God, I pray that you will give each of us discerning ears and wisdom and help us to have the questions you'd have us ask in order to be able to decide which candidate we're to support and help. And then call us, Father, call each of us to those duties and activities that we can do to help the candidates of our choice. God, we love you so much. We thank you for loving us first. It's in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a blockbuster meeting. Last month, remember, we had 4 candidates, and this month we have 5, and that means we improved their time up a little bit, so bear with them. They're having to rush a little bit to get you all the information you really need to help make a decision about who do you want to talk about to your friends, because it's really important you take the information that you hear today and share it with others. they couldn't be here. I'm passing around some things. One is the sign-in sheet. I want your name and email. It really means a lot to me to know who is here. And we're not going to like spam you to death, but you're going to end up on our mailing list. And I'm going to pass around with that the we need more pins for all this stuff we're passing around. For those of you who know Jeanette Janacek, she had bypass surgery this last week, and so she's recovering. And so I'm going to pass around a get well card for her. And then for those of you who are not members yet, or associate members, I'm going to pass around our brochure. It's not folded, but it's a really handy trifold brochure. It has our information about how you can become a member, and I'd love it if you join today. My personal goal is to see 2 new members at least every single meeting, and to be able to increase our Facebook likes as well. So, excuse me. So please help us tell people about the organization, give people in this room, give people interested in our Facebook page. We're not all crazy with Facebook. We really kind of put the information you need to know so you can get plugged into the other Republican organizations because we have so many. Now, the way that we are structuring the meeting today is that I'm going to make a few announcements, but most of our business portion of our meeting will be at the end of the meeting. So I tried the last couple of months introducing everybody, and so you got to see how bad I was with names and numbering and stuff. But I would like to go ahead and go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves who is a candidate, elected official, or guest. And just name and what you do, and that's it. So just so we can get around quickly, because we have a really full meeting today. We'll start with you.
Hey everyone, my name is Channing Peach, and I work for Leslie Rutledge. I graduated last May from the University of Arkansas, so I've been up in these parts before, going door to door, handing out literature before, so great to be up here.
All right, there you go, Mike. No, there you go.
Mike Whitmore, I'm a candidate for House District 90. I'm a CPS.
Perfect.
Scott Wyden, I'm an associate member.
Rob Deal. Nobody has work.
Second Vice President of the Republican Party of Indiana.
Leslie Rutledge, candidate for Attorney General. I spoke a couple of meetings ago. I am pro-life, pro-gun, Christian, and anti-Obamacare. So glad to have you all support, so thank you for having me. This is my mother, Nancy Rutledge, who I believe is a member now of the Benton County Republican Women. So thank you.
Awesome.
Cecile Bledsoe, State Senator, unopposed.
I'm Dane Zimmerman. I'm running for House District 95, State Representative.
Grant Hodges, District 96, House Representative. Jim Bledsoe, I don't work for anything, I work for Civic.
Barry Cheney, Benton County Assessor. I'm Nathan Smith. I'm a Benton County Deputy Prosecutor running for Benton County Prosecuting Attorney. Got one applause over there.
I'm Carrie Harlow. I'm with March Wolf.
I'm Marge Wolf. I'm currently on the Rogers City Council, and I'm running for House Seat 94.
No, I'm not a candidate or an elected
I guess
official.
Barbara. Oh, well, I want to introduce Barbara. She is, Barbara Tillman is the first Vice President of the Benton County Republican Party. All right, Paul.
Paul Galwell, running for House Seat District. Barnester, Senator, District 1. My wife and young son with me.
My name is Rebecca Petty, and I'm running for District 94. State Representative.
Janet Del Rosa, I'm a candidate for House of Representatives, District 90.
Excellent. We get everybody? You guys are guests. Technically, great. Introduce yourself.
I'm Andrew Hines. I'm a guest of Rebecca's, and I work for Practical Associates in the county department.
Okay.
I'm Lisa Brosh. I'm here to support Becca.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're glad you're all here, and more importantly, I hope you'll come back. So y'all just, if you're regulars here, just be sure and shower all those guests so that they'll come back, because people people show up for the program the first time, they return because of the experience. Alrighty. So, and sometimes when we're meeting, we're eating at the Benton County Republican Party. And this March, next Tuesday, is one of those meetings. The Benton County Republican women are hosting a chili supper. And I have a nice empty sheet of sign-up places. I need people who want to volunteer. I need people to bring stuff. I need people to run the auction and to, you know, kind of help with making everything successful. And if you are like Scout Lighting and cannot be there but would like to help us maybe buy stuff to feed all of these people, you can donate some money here. So there's just so many ways that you can help out. And I know last time I cooked and I said, oh, next time I'm going to donate money. So do not feel bad if you do not want to sign up to like cook. It's okay if you like, you know, donate a $10 bill or something. So I'm going to pass that around. Please help me out with that. We have a small but mighty crew, but I always need to have more volunteers that are active in the organization. All righty. Now the main portion, the special event for our meeting, I'd like to welcome Donna Hutchinson. Donna is our first vice president, otherwise known as Programs Goddess. She is the one, we haven't had a chance to introduce her in the last two meetings, but the reason that we've had really organized meetings and programs and all of that stuff in place is because of her working in the background. So glad to have you back at this meeting. Please welcome Donna.
She's been very good. I've had surgery and has been in painkillers. So she's been very long-suffering. Donna, did you hear what I said? Do you remember what I said? So we've had an exciting 2 months. I can tell you firsthand experience, none of these candidates here wish they had an opponent. But primaries mean you have a healthy political party. So the party's very thankful for them. And I remember when we couldn't get anyone to run on the Republican ticket. We were begging and pleading. So that shows how far we've come. Many of you probably have asked for a job. You might have been interviewed by 1 or 2 people and you said, please hire me. If you're running for a political office, for instance, a House seat, you have to say to 25,000 people, please hire me. And basically, they want a job. And so we're doing everything we can to give them an opportunity to say, please hire me. And we're going to give each candidate 7 minutes. Since we have so many, we're not going to open it up for questions until after the main program is over. And if you want to see them, then you can kind of corral them. But if any candidate, they own that 7 minutes. If they want to speak for 2 minutes and open up for questions, they can't linger, they can do that also. So some of the candidates have given me a small intro, others a little bit larger, but I'll do the best I can. We're going to start out with House District 90, and we'll do it in alphabetical order. So Paul Caldwell is here. And Paul is the husband of Christina Caldwell for 16 years. He's the father of 6 wonderful children. I'm sure that's biased, but they're wonderful children. A local pastor and small business owner in Lowell. He's a member of the NRA, an avid outdoor enthusiast who loves hunting, fishing, and sports, and he's proud to be called an American. So please welcome Paul as he comes up.
Just 7 minutes. I'm a pastor, that's hard to do. But I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I want to say, first of all, I love America. I love Arkansas. I love this opportunity we have in this land to do exactly what we're doing. I'm not upset at all. The number of candidates that are running in this, I think it's a healthy thing. I just want to give you a reason to vote for me. And I hate bragging on myself, so don't consider that this. My wife does that for me. But the truth is, I stand for, I want you to know what I stand for and why I stand for it. This generation is, I was in D.C. last week for about 2 or 3 days, and got to talk to a lot of the senators and congressmen there, and all of them are saying this, and they're saying this is the generation that will make a difference. And whether America will be the America we know, or America, the next generation, will be asking us what it was like. And if we don't elect officials now, and on the local level, is more important. I was talking to a couple senators there, and you're not gonna get it back unless the states take it back. And so this is gonna become a states battle on conservatism. I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, I'm in that order, Christian first, conservative second. And so I want to just let people know where I stand on the issues. I'm pro-family, pro-life, pro-constitution, and I'm anti-Obama anything. CARE, CORE, you can call it whatever you want. I'm against big government. I'm not anti-government, accused of that. I have a strong stance on big government, but I do believe government is necessary, but it should be a restrained government, unlike it is right now. The only way we can get it back is to take it back on level, and we have to have, another reason I chose to run in this election was because of again, it's biased. I watch the news and I try to listen to it with a tuned ear, but the truth is, there's not a lot of morals and convictions in our legislators anymore. I asked when I was running, Bob Ballinger is a friend of mine, I asked him, I said, what happens when people go to Little Rock? I can kind of guess what happens when they go to D.C., and you call it marble fever, I've heard it called, and the truth is, we need men and women to have the integrity to say what they believe what they say, and then stick to what they say they believe, and I think we're lacking that in our country, and so I encourage you, I would be the candidate that would definitely be able to stand for what I believe what I say, and I say what I believe, and that won't change, and people say, how do you know that? Well, I've been a pastor for 6 years, and believe me, that's not an easy place to stand and take the shots all the time. And so I appreciate the opportunity, and I don't know how much time I have left, but if there are any quick questions, I'll have to start my stop watch. But you can go to my website, visit my website, electcaldwell.com. If you want to know the details, I try to lay it out pretty clearly there. And I think we should hold our elected officials accountable for that. You should take a little screenshot and say, this is what you said 6 months ago, and here you are doing the exact opposite of what you said. I'd be happy if you try that with me.
Vicki?
Yeah, hi. You said you're a pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to continue to be a pastor
Yes.
if you're elected state rep?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not running as a political candidate for a career. I believe God's called me a pastor. But for this season, I was studying up on the Black Coat Regiment in the Revolutionary War, and we really need more pastors, or at least people with a pastor's heart, to be in there to actually care about the state, of the people in the state of things rather than the next election.
When our country was young, they were our leaders. Tell us about your family, please.
My wife and I have been married for 16 years.
You look too young.
I'm 36, going on 37 in May. Everybody tells me it's the water in Arkansas makes you look younger. I have my oldest daughter is 15. Her name's Kendra Lauren. She's I'm not sure I'm gonna mess this up, but she's younger than my oldest. No, I'm just kidding. She's 13, and then I brought Nathan with me. He's Micah's older than him, but Nathan's with me and Timmy. They're my campaign managers. They keep me straight and keep me going. In fact, most people might not take my literature if I didn't have them give it to them. If you need to borrow any of our children, I rent them out for $700 a day. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. We homeschool. We're faithful and busy in our church. Not because I'm a pastor. Nothing really changed when I became pastor other than people call me pastor, but I still go to church the same amount as I would if I wasn't pastor. Your timer going on.
What do you think about the private option?
I'm against the private option. I think it was a big expansion of government overreach into putting more people on welfare that don't need to be on it.
2 minutes left.
I could open my notes up and I could go on.
It's your 2 minutes, whatever you want to do.
My youngest is begging me as I had to turn and yell to go to the restroom, so I didn't want to.
So when you think of private option, are you thinking the private option brought Obamacare to Arkansas?
That's my understanding.
Do you understand we would have had Obamacare anyway because our governor didn't do what he should have done?
Right. One of my main missions is to go and do whatever I can. I know it's a short term, 2 years. You got to get elected again, but what we can do to pull the hands of the government out of Arkansas and allow us to be a free state rather than a controlled state or a bribed state.
Imagine, I guess, for education, would you homeschool, you must be for choice. And again, conflict.
I actually have met a man when I was just doing some visiting, and he was a textbook, he worked for a textbook company, he lost his job because they accepted Obama, he called it Obama Corps, that's a pretty good name for it, but he's been unemployed for almost 2 years as a result of, because they don't need their textbooks anymore, other things. So I explained it, I don't know that much about it.
Thank you so much, Paul, appreciate it. And they were well behaved even when Daddy wasn't at the table. Next, we have Janet De La Rosa. She's wife to Russell and mom to Reagan and Riley, and she was born and raised, we're supposed to say Ray. Yeah, Ray's chicken. You can tell she's from Springdale. Everything. Ray's.
I still drive the bypass.
Oh, you did?
If you're out of state, you can go on 540 interstate.
Yeah,
If you're a Navy, it's
Yes, some of these new people will not understand the joke, but. Oh, she has a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering at the U of A, and she worked in Walmart as a vendor for 12 years, and 10 of that was with Church and Dwight. She's a currently stay-at-home mom, and she's a member of the Benton County Republican Women's Club for 2 years, and she's active on the board of directors of Conservative Arkansas. So please welcome Jana Del Rosa.
I wasn't even nervous about this at all whatsoever because I know most everybody in this room until I read the email that said, we're going to be videotaping you and we're going to put it on YouTube. And then you get nervous all of a sudden because you're thinking who's going to be watching this. I am Jana De La Rosa. I was born and raised here in Springdale in a very conservative, Christian, politically active home. I can recall picketing abortion clinics when I was very, very young that I didn't even realize what I was doing. There has never been a time in my life that I have not been very conservative, not even when I went to the university. I met my husband at the university. We got married right before we graduated, and I did graduate with a degree in industrial engineering. So if anybody tells you that women can't hold their own with a whole bunch of men, I would beg to differ with that. You can certainly compete just fairly on your own. And I did graduate top of my class. There were no jobs in my field when I graduated, so I had the choice of staying with my family or pursuing my career, and I chose family over career, so I stayed. And I switched careers and went into sales. Took an entry-level analyst position, started all over again, and I spent 12 years in the vendor community with Walmart. 10 of it was for Church and Dwight, and by the end of my career there, which I quit a couple of years ago, I was the top sales position within the company nationally, and I had about $500 million that I was responsible for in laundry detergent sales to Walmart, which is not significant in terms of Walmart, but it is significant if you're a $2 billion company. So it had a lot of pressure involved in it. I did decide to stay home with my second child. I thought that the job that I had was too involved, too high pressure to be able to spend the amount of time that I wanted to with my son. So once again, I chose family over career and decided to stay home with my youngest. Don't think for a second that my oldest, Reagan, got the shaft in any way. His daddy stayed home with him. We were always adamant that one parent was going to be home with him. And I did work part of my time from home. So he had at least one parent home with him at all times. And it's always been very important to us to take care of our kids and our family. And I've proven that we will make the decision, the financial decision necessary to make that happen. In terms of my positions, I am adamantly pro-life. I think that abortion is the greatest evil of our time, and I will never stop fighting it until it's ended. I am pro-Constitution. A lot of people like to say they're pro-Second Amendment, but I'm kind of in favor of all 10 of them equally. I don't have a favorite child in that regard. I do have a concealed carry permit, and I would like to see open carry passed in Arkansas in terms of the Second Amendment, but I think that all 10 amendments are vitally important to protect the natural rights of the people from an oppressive government. So I would fight for every single amendment that we have, all of the Bill of Rights. I am for local control, personal responsibility, individual liberty, and traditional family values. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. Specifically, why am I running this time, or why am I running now? My biggest reason, really, already?
No.
Oh. Is your cake done? Is that what you're saying? The biggest reason that I'm running right now is education. When my son entered public school in kindergarten, I was shocked to find out how bureaucratic our education system has become. They're starting to be processed like widgets on an assembly line. It's a very standardized process, and if you are an IE and know about standardized processes, they work great if your raw materials are all the same. But we have very inconsistent raw materials. So I think that we need a lot more variability and a lot more flexibility in our education system today. And I would like to see more local control. I don't think that the parents have hardly any control at all whatsoever within our system. And I think we need to start moving some of that power back to the teachers and the parents and the principals. I am in favor of school choice. I'm in favor of just about anything that we can do to break up the education system so that parents have choices for their children. Not because one school may be worse than another, but perhaps the way that one teaches could be better for that child than another. We need variability. Secondly, I think we need to improve our economic environment in Arkansas. And the two ways that in my humble opinion, that we could do that is, number one, reduce the income tax in Arkansas. We have the highest income tax rate of any of the surrounding states, which encourages businesses to locate in the surrounding states instead of here. So if we want to draw people in, we need to have an economic environment conducive to that. And second, I think that we need to focus more of our workforce training on trade jobs. We've become so focused on white-collar jobs, on college, that everybody needs and deserves and should go to college, that we have forgotten about the trade jobs. And one of the biggest complaints of businesses, or one of the biggest hindrances to businesses coming here, is an inadequately trained workforce for the trade jobs, such as machining, welding, and things like that. And I think that we need to start focusing on that in high school and in the community colleges. In terms of, this is a job interview essentially. So why me over anyone else? Why should you pick me for this particular job? And first of all, I have been involved with Conservative Arkansas for years in a position of authority on the board of directors. So I have been involved in this for a long time. I'm not just jumping into it at the last second. And because of that, I have a lot of relationships with many of the legislators already in Little Rock. So I have a good knowledge of what the issues are today. I have good relationships with some that will be there hopefully again, so I can hit the ground running in January. Second, I'm a woman, you might have noticed. But women are underrepresented right now in the legislature, specifically in my age group with kids. There is not one single legislator in the General Assembly today that is under the age of 40 with school-age children. Not one. But think of the population and how many people fall in that realm. So that's what I want to do. I want to be the voice of the common sense mom in the legislature, and I would ask for your support in helping elect me as the next state representative from District 90.
Thank you. Next, we have Mike Whitmore, who's a certified public accountant. He's the chief financial officer for Infinity Compounding Solutions. Mike's been married to his wife, the former Margie III, for over 33 years. They have 2 adult sons. He doesn't look old enough to have 2 adult sons, James and John. Mike grew up in Springdale also, but he now lives in Rogers since 1997. He earned a college degree from Hendrix College, Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and University of Arkansas. Mike's a member of Grace Baptist Church in Rogers. He is also a member of the Rogers Lions Club, and Mike has served on the Rogers Museum Commission since 2007. That includes 2 years as the chairman. So please welcome Mike as he comes and shares.
All right, I want to express my thanks to the Benton County Republican Women for inviting me to be here tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I want to share 3 things real briefly. One would be just major influences on my life. Second would be my political convictions. And then third, how those play out in a few issues that are important to Arkansas. So first, the key influences in my life. And the first and greatest influence in my life is my relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That permeates everything that I do and influences all of who I am. And the second would be the influence of my parents, James and Bonnie Whitmore. And they're no longer here in this world, but everything that I learned is still with me from them. Lots of things. I'll just mention a few. One, learn to work hard, learn to do things right the first time, learn to be considerate of other people and respect them, and many other things. And then real briefly, the third one would be the influence of my wife, Marge. And all the good qualities that I have, she's either discovered, enhanced, improved, encouraged in some form or fashion, sometimes with tough love to help bring them out. And I appreciate that, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And second, my political convictions. And they're nothing special or unique with me. Many of you can share these same ones. But these are the three things that I kind of boil down the way I evaluate legislation or regulation or anything related to government. The first general principle and conviction for me is that less government is preferable to more government. The second would be that necessary government should be administered as locally as is practical. And the third would be governmental rules, regulations, laws should tend to encourage rather than discourage individual liberty and responsibility. So now let's move on to a few issues. The biggest issue in the state of Arkansas for the last year has been the private option where Medicaid expansion is authorized under Obamacare. And when I first observed this, coming about last year, like many of you, I was trying to gather information, learn about it, and it didn't feel right to me just based on my political convictions that I've shared. But I was also hearing, well, there's going to be safeguards and cost savings, different things built in. Well, once I decided to become a candidate, I started talking with numerous legislators, some in favor of it, some opposed to it. I talked to a lot of other individuals as well. Read lots of articles, again, pro and against the legislation. And at the end of the day, I'm kind of back where my gut was at the beginning. I believe it's going to cost the state of Arkansas billions of dollars in the long run, and it's not the best for the state of Arkansas. I also want to say that while I'm firmly convinced in my opinion, I understand through the process of talking with a lot of people, there's some people who have different opinions, and they're good people who love Arkansas, who are intelligent, and care about the state. And so while I'm going to do my best to try to convince them to change their mind, I understand and appreciate their sincerity of their position, and I don't want to vilify anybody because their position is different than mine. The second issue I want to mention is something that didn't become law that I wished had. It was a bill introduced by Bruce Westerman, House Bill 1041. And this bill would have limited the growth in general revenue spending in our state. And the basic premise is that the disposable income of Arkansans grew at 1% the previous year, and general revenue spending can only grow at 1% next year. That just made good sense to me. But unfortunately, that didn't become law. The next thing I want to mention is real briefly is tort reform. I believe Arkansas needs some form of tort reform. This would help control costs for businesses, but it would also help especially control costs for the healthcare industry, where we need that kind of help. And I know Texas instituted tort reform in 2003, and over the last 10 plus years, they have noticed considerable savings, but they've also noticed an influx of doctors coming into their state. Even faster than the growth in their population. So if Arkansas can duplicate that, I think that would be great. Fourth thing I want to mention is education, and I'm all for giving parents options. And I think homeschooling is great. I think charter schools are great. I think school choice is great. I'd like to add one more thing to that, and that would be some form of voucher that would be available to parents, because no one knows what a child needs better than the parents as far as their education. So the more options we can give them, the better off we'll be in the long run, I believe. A few other issues. One being the right to life. And again, I believe life begins at conception. Just because of my faith-based worldview, I can't help but believe that. And because of that, that life is more important than anybody's choice. And I'll always vote to support life. That would be something very important to me. Another issue that's faith-based for me would be marriage. And marriage to me is one man, one woman, hopefully committed to each other for life. I believe that's the way God intended, and that's something that I would always support. Another thing would be Second Amendment. Again, I believe law-abiding citizens have every right to keep and bear arms, and the right to defend themselves in their home if need be, using force, and if necessary, even deadly force if the situation calls for it. Lots of important issues facing our state, some related to prisons, some related to our roads. Don't have time to talk about all these, but hopefully I've given you a little glimpse in the way I look at things, my worldview, and how I would approach that role as legislator. Yes, and I still have a little bit of time left, so I'll real briefly give time for questions if anybody has particular questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the three candidates coming, and you're our heroes. Anyone who runs, we ought to be respected, and I wish you the best in life no matter what happens in the campaign. Next we have House District 94, Rebecca Petty, and she'll be here, come up first. Rebecca is a conservative candidate running for state representative for District 94. She's from Rogers Bentonville. I have to read this right, or it doesn't come out right. She is a child and crime victim advocate and consults for the Department of Justice Training Enforcement, prosecutors, and community leaders on the family perspective of the Amber Alert. Previously, she was the executive director of the Andy Foundation for Children, an organization dedicated to protecting children from predatory crime, a founding member of the Surviving Parents Coalition and Team Hope for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Petty has a bachelor's degree in professional studies in criminal justice from Arkansas Tech, and has a Master of Science in Leadership and Ethics program at John Brown University. Please welcome Rebecca as she comes and speaks to us. Thank you.
I just want to say that I haven't gotten my master's yet, so I'm on my way.
I just bequeathed it to you.
Very much. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to use my notes, but I got a little bit, and I kind of go off on rabbit trails a little bit. I'm not a career politician, but what I am, I'm a daughter, I'm a mother. My mom came today with me, and she has just taught me a lot of ethics, and so when I take my master's degree and get that degree in ethics, I really already have one from my mom. She has great values. I have two lovely daughters, with a third daughter that has gone before me, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm really, really blessed for some of the things that my family and everything that has suffered. So just that I'm even here today is I'm a really blessed woman. Well, and you know, you probably all are asking, why would I want to run for the House? A crime victim advocate, a child advocate. And, you know, what's the impetus for all of this? And I have to say that it is my daughter, Andy. On May 15th, 1999, she was kidnapped from her father's rural Arkansas home. She was driven down a road where she was raped and strangled. And for the past 15 years, I have dedicated my life to children, to the community, and to just keeping kids safe. Some of the things I don't like to brag, this is uncomfortable for me to say everything that I've done in the past 15 years, but I quickly, within about 6 months, after Andy was kidnapped and murdered, I was taken into the arms by some very wonderful people, John Walsh from America's Most Wanted and Colleen Nick from the Morgan Nick Foundation. They set me on the road to doing things right, so I have fought very early on at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I became a founding member of the Surviving Parents Coalition to fight legislatively, state and federal level for children. I created an organization called the Andy Foundation for Children. We fingerprinted tons and tons of kids. We handed out DNA kits for kids. We did all kinds of neat stuff for kids and just helped. So I balanced a budget for this grassroots organization for 9 years, and it was very successful. After that, I became legislative involved with the Surviving Parents Coalition. We went to Washington. We fought for kids. We did a lot of things for crime victims. So I'm very humble today. And for the sake of politics, I'm going to tell you guys kind of exactly some of the things that were true to my heart and that I have fought for the past 15 years. I was invited by the Bush administration to be seated at a private round table discussion with President Bush, where I was able to tell Andy's story. And then later on that year, he invited me back during Crime Victims' Rights Month, and I was able and blessed to be there while he signed the National Amber Alert into federal law, probably the greatest blessing of my life. I fought for Senate Bill 1738, the Protect Our Children Act of 2006. I lobbied for the Adam Walsh Child Safety Act of 2007. Every year I go to Washington, and I have since 2007, 8, 9, to be involved with the Department of Justice to I'm involved with a crime victims roundtable, and they want to hear from people who have suffered. So my main platform is kids, children, keeping them safe in the community. I also worked with Senator Greg Smith for the Sunshine Law in the state of Kansas, and last year a crime victims' rights bill with Senator Hester. So I'm just so blessed to be able to create a legacy for my daughter. And people ask, "Are you 2 minutes?" Why are you doing this? It's for all the kids in District 94, all the kids in this state. Currently, I consult for Fox Valley College through the Department of Justice, and I train law enforcement officers on the Amber Alert and missing children issues. She already said that I was attaining my master's degree. So why am I a qualified candidate? You know, number one, I'm on the side of all the children of Arkansas, the nation. It's my belief that all children should have the opportunity to grow up safe. I will support legislation that keeps our most valuable citizens safe from predatory crime and abduction. Sexual crimes against children needs to stop. I believe in limited government. I'm a limited government conservative. I cannot say it better than Thomas Jefferson. A government big enough to give you everything you want, big enough to take it away. I'm pro-life. I believe in the sanctity of life. I think that if I say I'm a child advocate over here, and then I'm not pro-life, then who am I? That's not right. I believe in that life begins at conception. I'm really saddened about the Arkansas fetal heartbeat protection law that was recently the federal judge said that's not constitutional. It's not right. Pro Second Amendment. I will not vote to infringe on the inalienable rights of citizens. And I will end with this. This is just something that is true to my heart, and I will just say it and share it all with you. That this is our fight. This is our state. This is our country. Our forefathers took a stand, and so must we. As a woman, as an American citizen, I feel it's my duty to stand strong for future generations. Our children deserve that. As your state representative, I will do my duty to fight for future generations. Can I finish?
Yes.
I'm walking up there.
Finish.
Okay. I want to fight for your children. I want to fight for my children. I want to fight for the future generation of children. My door will always be open, and I'm greatly appreciated. And God bless you all. Thank you.
I know first-time candidates, they say they just aren't comfortable bragging about themselves, but that's why I remind them you're looking for a job. If you went to Walmart and gave them an empty blank resume, you wouldn't get far. So this is your time to give us your resume. And I know one lady who's given a resume out many times because she's been very much involved in our community, is Marge Wolf. So is she here? Yes.
I
Marge is
laughed.
behind you and standing up. So,
What did that mean?
Marge is president and CEO of the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank and is currently serving her 5th year on the Rogers City Council. Before going to the food bank in 2008, Marge was employed as president and CEO of Main Street of Rogers for 4.5 years and was vice president and CEO of the Rogers Lowell United Way for 13 years. She served as president of the Benton County Republican Women's Club for 2 terms and vice president of the Arkansas Federation of Republican Women. She stepped down from the presidency to run for office as Justice of the Peace of the Benton County Foreign Court and served 5 terms, that's 10 years. Marge has a son Eric, a daughter Nanette, and a son-in-law Billy. After 38 years of marriage, her husband Russ, who is a terrific guy, passed away in 2001. She's very involved in community and has served on many national, state, and nonprofit boards. She served as president of the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance 2012, was chosen as one of the 12 most powerful women in Arkansas by AY Magazine. She's a member of the Rogers Lowell Chamber of Commerce Government Relations Committee, and in 2006 through 7 she served as president of the Rogers Noon Rotary Club. She's also helped to initiate teen court program with the late juvenile judge Terry Crabtree and Judge Doug Schramm. Please welcome Marge to the
Thank you. I don't mind driving. No, really. I was going through some of my stuff when I was thinking about coming here, and I found this. And I thought, if the Olympics can have gold medals, so can the Republican women. So, here we go. I am Marge Wolf, and I am running for the Arkansas House Seat 94, which Ms. Hobbs here, Representative Hobbs, has held with high respect every time she was doing that. I've been involved in the Republican Party for a long, long time. I've seen it grow. I've seen it split. I've seen it come back together. And I've seen it go from absolutely nothing in Northwest Arkansas to the great thing that it is now. And seriously, I mean that, because there were times where there was just a few people in a room trying to determine what was going to be done and how it was going to be done. Everything that was said here, there's nobody in this room that has spoken today that doesn't have a right to hold that seat or any seat. I mean, we're all here because we believe in it. We know what we want. We know what we think is right, and we also know what we think is wrong. It is not my intention to go to Little Rock with a predetermined agenda. I've been in politics long enough to understand that there is no possible way you will know everything on every subject and be able to vote on every subject without the help of other people, without the help of people that you trust and those people that you can sit down and talk to and understand about what the problems are or what the changes would be. I think if I had to choose, and which I do when I say I have not going down with any predetermined ideas. With that said, we have got to work for jobs. There's got to be jobs, jobs, jobs in Arkansas. There has to be jobs in Northwest Arkansas. If you read the paper this morning, it said that the population is 500,000 people in Northwest Arkansas now, and that we don't have enough people to fill the positions that we want for the positions that are coming here. For years, industry was a big thing in Northwest Arkansas. We've got to bring more of that back. We've got to bring more of the different types of jobs back, and we have to train people to do those jobs. In order to compete with places like Tulsa and Kansas City and Oklahoma City and those type of places, to bring jobs here, we have to have educated people that are able to do those jobs also. They are trained to do those jobs, and not just desk jobs. We have to be able to work with the community colleges and the universities and with the schools to train people to do jobs that will put more people back to work. We have got to put more people back to work. It's as simple as that. And in order to do that, we have got to be able to go out and find people to come into our area because that's where they want to be. And because we have the workforce to work with them and to bring that type of work into Arkansas. So to me, I say I'm not going down there with predetermined ideas. My predetermined ideas are jobs, jobs, jobs. We have got to have jobs. We have got to have the right people here to do those jobs in order for those companies to come here. I can go through almost everything that has been said here, except for you. And it is absolutely wonderful what you're doing, and it is absolutely horrendous what has happened to your daughter. And I'm so sorry for you for that. I'm pro-life, I'm Christian, I can go through all those things. Guns, all the Constitution, all those things. I stand for all of that just like all of you in here do. That's what we're here for, that's why we're Republicans. I was gonna try to avoid the subject, quite frankly, that's been going on in the legislature, and let me be clear on something. I am not an Obamacare person. I think that has created more problems than we can imagine, and will continue to do so. The private option, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. I really don't. I've looked at both sides. I've seen our party, people I respect, people in this room, that have gone both ways. I was not privy to any of those meetings. I don't know all the information about it. I know what I've been told. I know that it's been passed. I know that we have, at the end of 1 year, I really want to see those numbers. I want to see that we save money that is not going to cap out and it's going to cost us. I don't know the answer to it, I'll be honest with you. And I can stand up here because I know it would be in my best interest to say I'm absolutely against the private option. I don't know. I'm going to wait and I'm going to see those numbers. And once those numbers are there. Now, the problem with that being, there's people getting on that. I'm bored of all of that, and we talked about 200,000 people. After a year, it's going to be a lot more than 200,000 people. So the determination will be what to do with that. But I'm just being honest. I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So far, the last few club meetings we've had.
Faithfully attend our club meetings.
I didn't say
So, and we'll also have Sue Scott and Mr. Zimmerman who will be here concerning House District 95. So it ought to be exciting next month's club meeting, and I hope you come. And thank you so much, and we hope that you'll ask the candidates questions afterwards. And as an old-time politician, it's the primary. We train our candidates to be good candidates for the general. So don't be shy. This is where we help to turn them from an average candidate into an excellent candidate when they have to face the Democrats. So there isn't a hard question you can ask them. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Donna. I have a belief that everybody who stands in front of an audience gets a pass once in a while for saying the wrong thing or mispronouncing somebody's name. I did that to Dan Ratcliffe last month. So for all of you who stand in front of the audience today and will go back home and beat yourself up, and for what you said or what you didn't say, remember you can go back and watch the video. So, it's really not as bad as you thought. Working with speakers for as long as I have, and the platform a lot, I can tell you, I just beat myself up, and I hate myself every time I don't record myself because I can't go back and prove that to myself that it was not the end of the world. You were Yeah, it's really amazing how we do that to ourselves. But Donna's right. This is a place where we prepare you. So there are no wrong answers, there are no hard questions. And if you make a mistake here, it's really in front of it's okay to make a mistake because we want you to be able to stand toe-to-toe with your Democratic opponents when it comes to general election time. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some stuff didn't get all the way around, and I'm really kind of obsessive about this whole attendance thing. I'm going to pass this the other way, make sure you guys get on it. And I ran out, so there must be some people who are going to join today. This just makes my heart so happy. And then knowing that this probably wallet didn't go all the way around either. Sign Chance card in the wood. And last but not least, the chili supper. I still have a lot of very sad blank lines, so I need help. So anyway, I'll pass that direction. And Chance card that direction. All right. And speaking on the topic of choosing the wrong word sometime, I got a call this morning about 9 o'clock from a lady in my husband's department. I put him on a plane to Brazil yesterday. And she sends me a Facebook message because she knows I check Facebook before email. And she says, call me immediately. And 100 things run through your mind, and you have to go, okay, they would have called me if something happened. But the words out of her mouth were, your husband's cab has broken down in Brazil. Brazil is one of the most dangerous countries to be just taking any random cab and traveling as an American. My husband has traveled our entire marriage internationally. And so my heart stopped for a minute, and I said, I need more information, because I knew to ask some more questions. She had panicked a little bit. She couldn't get a hold of her to tell him that his cab had been broken down and was panicked because she couldn't reach him. Indeed, his plane ended up having not arrived on time, so he was still not available to answer phone calls. But we had even, in those few moments, I felt a little helpless with my husband traveling internationally and not knowing how to reach out in this networked world. And where did I go? I went to Facebook and sat down in front of his computer and looked for the handful of names that I knew that he would be connected with, that he was Facebook friends with, and asked them to get involved and help us connect with him. And everything turned out good. He texted me as soon as he got on the ground, which he always does. But for a moment, I was reminded how fortunate we are to be in America, and especially Northwest Arkansas, where at 10 o'clock at night, I can drive around, top down on the convertible, and I'm safe. I can walk into Walmart at midnight if I want to, and Christmas shop when nobody else is, and I'm safe. Not every place in America has that kind of privilege, allows that kind of privilege. And I never forget that, even on a morning like this one. For a moment, I knew he was a safe traveler, and we'd never get into a strange cab. But you never know. So with that said, Facebook's also a very powerful tool, and I want every single one of you to like our Facebook page, and I want you to share it on your personal timelines and get people excited about this. A lot of times they just aren't in the loop. They aren't in our email database. We need to build our email database, because when it comes to general election season, we absolutely have to be able to use that as a tool to help our candidates. The Democrats have come to the table with some really good candidates. And we may sit on our laurels and say, oh, well, this is a Republican county and all of that, but I have news for you. One of them's a teacher. And there's something to that connection to having generations of kids and parents in love with a very popular teacher that are not party affiliated. And there's plenty of people that are not party affiliated in Benton County. So let's use those tools. I'll be adding Twitter this month as well. So retweeting, and if you're on Twitter, I will be harassing you to retweet so we can get some more followers on that. I'm trying to build that by 50% each month. So right now, we did that this last month, so we're at 60, so that means I need to have 90 followers on Facebook. So give me a couple more months, kind of that accumulating effect. All right, each month we also collect toiletries for the Salvation Army to help with their customers as well. So I brought mine today. I stayed in the hotel for a while. I was at my house work on. So if you guys would bring your toiletries when you travel, think of that, as you're exiting that hotel room, go ahead and grab those off the counter. If you want to pick up samples somewhere as well, that always helps. And I already did the membership altar call, but please join. Anybody can be if you're a member of another club and you just want to help out with this club, you can join as an affiliate. It is $15. And 100% of that money stays within this club for us to help our candidates, for us to fulfill our mission, and to just support our operating costs that we have. I sent out minutes from the last meeting, and I would like at this time to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve.
Donna, motion to approve first. Second? Second, all in favor? Aye. All right. Done. Do I have a treasurer's report? I put you on the spot,
Yeah,
sorry.
you do.
I should have asked.
Okay, you do. We're balanced, and right now we have $2,790.28.
Excellent, thank you very much. We had a big conversation about whether we should become a PAC or not. A lot of the organizations do. And we made a decision at our board meeting this last month to not become a PAC and to keep the amount of money that we donate under that limit, which is $500. So we just believe that there's more important things that we could be doing to further the cause of our party. And so fundraising isn't like a huge thing, but we still need to do some of it for operating costs. We believe that it's really our mission to get out there and be, the feet on the ground, to be able to use social media and our connections to be able to get our candidates elected. Do I have any announcements from other clubs?
Benton County Tea Party, Scott, has a meeting this evening at 7:30. It's at the Benton County Services Building where the Republican meeting is held. Tonight we got Rebecca's going to be there. We have attorneys going to be there. Nathan Smith is good. Just blanked out. I didn't really expect. Who else do we have coming there? Yeah, Damon Wallace and Grant should be there. So we got 4 people showing up tonight. We're going to have another program that was going to be there. They canceled, so we're going to talk about some other things.
Okay, and that's
it's at 7 o'clock at the Services Building, which is off of 102.
Excellent. That's the tea. All right, who else?
Republican Men's next Friday, the 28th. Here we'll have the candidates running for prosecuting attorneys speaking.
Okay, and that would be Nathan?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other candidate?
Weber. I just went blank on her first name. Kimberly Weber.
Weber, okay. All right, so be sure to check that out. They meet across the hall. So, and they can use some girl power in the room, I think. So.
Yes.
All right.
There's some flyers on the table back there. Delano Roosevelt is coming to the Springdale Convention Center on April 1st. He's going to be talking to us about how the world sees America, if you're interested. And then also on March 27th at 11:30, the Lowell Chamber Room, Chris Coleman's going to be speaking on education in the Common Core, if anyone's interested.
Excellent. And Benton County Republican Party meets next Tuesday. There's a lot of faces in this room that don't attend that. Please come. 7 p.m. Does anybody know the program?
Come early.
Come early for chili. That's all you need to know. We start serving chili at 5:30, and then there's going to be like a dessert auction. It's going to be awesome. I promise you guys want to bring stuff. You want to come. You want to bring friends. Does that make it sound cooler? Anyway, it's going to be awesome, and we do fundraisers twice a year, and serve it up for a great cause. Something that I have noticed as a candidate, and Jana brought it up today as well. There's a form AR1000TC that you can file with your Arkansas tax return, and they will reimburse you $50 for supporting a state or local candidate. Has everybody in this room used that? Okay, did you know that you can still claim it on your 2013 taxes? Up until April 15th, it's like your IRA. I wish. $50 single and $100 for joint return. Yes, and that's important. So, and usually in a family, there's like one politically active person. That means you got $100 to spend. So, anyway, support a local candidate. I have to tell you, that's the most frustrating thing. I'm thinking, the government's giving you money. But here's the thing, you have to write the check. So if you think that, and I wondered this too, about with some folks, do they think that just by filling that form out, and maybe they put somebody's name on it, that the money went directly to them, and that's not the case. You need to write the check. So get out there and liberate that money. The government gives it to it. Let's support some local candidates and tell some people.
Carrie, I might say it's not a reimbursement, it's a tax credit.
Okay, tax credit.
Yeah, so they're not gonna give you the money back. It is a tax credit.
But you can keep some of yours.
You get the $50 back.
Right, but they're not mailing you a check.
No, if you were gonna get a refund of, say, $400, and you donated $50 to a state candidate, you'll get back $450 instead.
Yeah,
So you'll get your money back. Or if you had to pay taxes, let's say you owed $200, and you donated $100 to a candidate, they're only gonna pay $100.
Yeah. So I was using corporate speak to reimburse. It's the same thing. It comes back into my bank account. So yes, however you need to frame that, you get your money back. So please support the candidates.
I have copies. I have extra copies of the form too. If anybody doesn't have it, and you'd like to have the tax form, just ask me. I've got copies of it, of course. And you don't have to donate to me to get the copies. I don't like that, but I do have copies if you want one.
In fact, I have some too. So okay, but good. But definitely take advantage of that. Any other announcements?
Conservative Arkansas is working through our endorsement process. Pray for us. We've had, it may be more, and I can't remember the number, we were up to 52 candidates have asked for endorsements. And we've done questionnaires, and those of you in the room who've had to answer them, don't hit me, I know that. Maybe this time. Sorry, Leslie.
Yeah, and just on that, Patsy, we have posted the answers to the Conservative Arkansas PAC on my website. Channing, I believe that we've already done that, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you all want to look through the 26 questions, that 28 questions, we answered from Conservative Arkansas PAC. I don't know how many I answered, but they are posted on there if you all want to.
2 years ago, we had a lot of yes, no, and everybody kind of knew what we were wanting, and this time, we have a whole lot of essay type, so we've been getting beat up about our tough questionnaire, but it's a lot more informative when they have to write. You kind of get more about what that person's about. We're doing interviews this Saturday with a whole lot of different legislative candidates, and we're going to be going from 9 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 at night with somebody coming in every 30 minutes. So if anybody wants to bring us a pizza or something around then, anyway, it's our endorsement meeting is going to be April 5th for our members. So this is a tough one. I'm really not looking forward to it.
Yeah, a lot of great candidates. So many.
Yeah.
Excellent. So do you ever endorse somebody who didn't contact you to be endorsed?
If someone, like we've had a candidate in another district, southern more part of the state, we're getting candidates from other places now, and I'm like, how do you know about us? But if a candidate asks us for an endorsement, then whoever else is running in the race, I try to contact and make sure they get the questionnaire and they get the chance to. Because just because somebody asks shouldn't mean they get the endorsement. It's got to be fair to everyone concerned. So we've had a Democrat send us an email wanting to know about our endorsement process. I kind of wanted to write back, seriously? Well, do you consider Democrats? I said, well, we usually mail in the questionnaire, but we never, ever heard back from one of them. So this one says they're pro-life and pro-gun and, all these things. I wanted to respond with them, why on earth are you a Democrat? Anyway.
That's a good question for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, we have that. We have a lot going on, and it's kind of stressful right now. So,
wow. Oh, let me mention that too. If you did not get asked when you checked in today at the register and you wanted to leave your tip, you didn't. So be sure to take care of our servers. Never let it be said that Republicans are bad tippers. So be sure you take care of them. You know that we care about them. You know what they make? Like $2.35 an hour. I don't know if that's what they make here, but servers make a very small amount of money. I helped try to find a couple of candidates for our open JP positions this last month. You might remember last month that we talked about that. There was a couple of positions that had not had anybody file. Well, I heard a couple of things from, we talked to different women and things, and I would tell you the two things that I heard that were, or the thing that I heard from two of them that was just frightening was the fact that they said, I don't want to run an unopposed race. And I don't think that that is what women generations ago fought for, equality and rights, for us to sit on our hands and shy away from an opposed race. I just want to say congratulations to every single person in this room, the men included, that stepped up to the plate and said, you know what, I'm going to put myself on the line, I'm going to put my personal reputation on the line, and I'm going to run in an opposed race. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today, for your attention, and I hope you will join us next month and next week at the Benton County Republican meeting for the chili supper, 5:30. See you then.